All right, we are in the draw in this game. We're going to take a mulligan. This hand isn't very good. We have a land, but we're not really functional. I mean, we can cast 5 spells by getting a Steam Vents, but 3 of them are super conditional. 1 is kind of conditional, and the other one dies to a Stiff Breeze. So I'm going to mulligan assuming we're getting something better. And look at this. This hand is better. Mandrill's on top? Of course I want Mandrill's on top. Is that a question? We are in match 4 of this league. Currently 1-2. The first 3 didn't go so well. The first went quite well, actually. The next 2, not as much going our way. Hopefully we can turn that around in these next 2 matches. Pull out a 3-2. That would be cool. The opponent's starting on a forest into a Llanowar Elves. Okay, well, if any of you have played against Elves before, you know that's a must-kill. If we don't take out the Llanowar Elves, they untap and they probably play 2 more Mana Dorks. That's not really something I want to be on the receiving end of. We're going to take a look at our top card. Serum Visions, I think I really just want to hit another Bolt effect. So we're going to fetch now. Grab a Steam Vents. Pay the shock. Deal with that. It's very unfortunate because I would love to have a Lightning Bolt available for something like a Heritage Druid. But, I mean, I believe that we need to bolt the bird here. I think in this matchup, you're better off taking out the Dork on 1 and Forked Bolt. Oh man, was that the draw of the century. 2 Mana Dorks, please. Please, just 1. I mean, I can live with it. I actually just want to hold up Leak here. Yeah, I think holding up Leak is what we want to do. Play a Wooded Foothills, pass to the opponent. I think we're best off trying to make Forked Bolt a 2-for-1. Oh, I forgot about Cavern of Souls. I'm bad. I am bad. Oh, no. Oh, no. Dwynen's Elite. We can't counter that. Maybe we get to counter their other play if they have one. Okay, so maybe we should have just Forked Bolted that. But then again, it actually didn't end up being of any real consequence. So there's that. We're going to fetch here. Double red seems better than double green. So I think we're going to go Stomping Ground and follow it up with an island. See what we can draw. Stubborn Denial could be pretty good. Not the best. We do have the unique ability to cast 3 spells on this turn. So that's something I am very much interested in. Forked Bolt. Take out these 2. Pay that red. I don't think we bother holding up Stubborn Denial here. I'd rather have the extra clock. And then Mandrills leave Forked Bolt. Forked Bolt is probably better than Lightning Bolt in this matchup, so I'd rather be able to flash back that than the Bolt. Also makes Goyf probably slightly bigger. Us having a sorcery in the graveyard is not nothing. The opponent let us untap, so that's good. Stubborn Denial, well, I do want to show it to them. Now, this is a matchup in which Elves is kind of an aggro deck. They're a go-wide aggro deck. So you want to play a fatty and block while disrupting them, right? That's how we play against aggro decks. Well, Elves also has the ability to combo off by finding something like an Azuri and absolutely destroying you. So we also want to just clock them as quickly as possible. I'm going to counter this chord. The only question in my mind is how do I counter it? Mana Leak's probably going to be bad because of Cavern, so I kind of want to use that. I think we're better off having the 2 denials so that we can hit something like back-to-back Collected Company or Chord, then hold the Mana Leak, hoping we can do something like hit an Azuri because they ended up casting 2 spells in a turn. I think I'd rather have the denials. Uncounterable Azuri makes me pretty happy with my life choices. The opponent can regenerate an elf here with Azuri. That is about the extent to their capabilities. I kind of want to play that land, but I also don't think we play it yet. So Azuri, not that scary as is. They can regenerate another elf, so they have to give up Azuri to trade with our mandrills. I think we just attack with both here. I want to close this game. Especially when the opponent has exactly one card in hand. They're going to put both in front, regenerate the elite. Are they just keeping above bolt range? Okay, that's fair. That's not a bad idea. They still take 2, though. And that's not ideal for them. Not bad, though. I kind of like that play out of our opponent. Something I wouldn't notice because I don't play elves. Here's a Heritage Druid. That could help them go off. And that's why I wanted to get the mana leak out of my hand. The opponent has the ability to make obscene amounts of mana. Completely bonkers mana generation. Heritage Druid. Just tap any 3 elves. Dwynen's Elite makes more elves. Azuri is an elf that normally doesn't tap for mana. With Heritage Druid out, it does. Tarmogoyf, not the best. A Devoted Druid off the top. Not ideal for the opponent because it will have Summoning Sickness. I like that we know what our opponent's on, though. I do believe we swing with mandrills here because the opponent can only regenerate... Oh, they could use the Heritage Druid to regenerate quite a few elves, actually. They block 2 guys in front of mandrills. They tap the 3, regenerate both. Oh, they can't regenerate Azuri, though. So they would have to give up Vizier in order to trade with mandrills. They could put all 3 in front. Heritage Druid and Dwynen's Elite get regenerated by Azuri. After Heritage Druid uses these 3 to make 3 mana, they lose the Vizier of Remedies, which honestly isn't scary. I don't care about them having Devoted Druid off the top, because it isn't a win. Devoted Druid is vulnerable to Summoning Sickness. Let's play out this Tarmogoyf. Just make it a little harder for our opponent to deal with our stuff. If they do have a way to deal with Delver. I don't believe they do, but just in case. They know about 1 denial, they don't know the second card in our hand. It happens to be a denial, which would make Coco and Cord very bad here. That's 1 game for us. Let's see if we can take the second. Elves, not a deck I have sideboarded for yet. I guess I should just get all of the tier 2 decks done. There are a lot of them. I don't really want to do it, but at the same time I probably should. Huntmaster, something I like against this deck. We do treat it. It's an aggro combo deck, so we need to clock them, but we also need to stay alive and disrupt them. And Huntmaster's pretty good at the second 2. Clocking, not its strongest suit, but it ain't bad. I like to bring in Destructive Revelry against Elves. I do believe... No, Vizier... Elves! Elves, called it! Guys, we got there. What do we board in? I don't bring it in here. I guess they changed up the builds. I'll take a look at what they've been running recently. 2 Pyroclasm, it's a nice sweeper. Mountain, gonna help us hit our land drops. Flash Freeze counters just about everything they have. 2 Huntmaster, like I said, pretty good. We're gonna be cutting Spell Snare, not great. Disrupting Shoal, even worse. Vapor Snag, 2 Temporary. 2 Traverse, we're not looking to go long here, although it does help us with land drops. And Nux, very easily chumped. Now, I didn't go with bringing in EE because I believe EE is a little slow against Elves. Elves can be very fast out of the gate. EE is good if you can go EE on turn 1 and then turn 2... I guess not crack it on 2. I want to crack EE by turn 3. And hopefully we're blowing up a bunch of 1-drops with it. Maybe it's a bit better on the play. I'm not sure. I think this is another matchup where Nux is going to be too slow. I kind of don't like cutting both Traverse, but we are fairly low to the ground still, even boarding in the 2 Huntmasters. I said a Spell Snare and 1 other card. What is said card? Nux, Traverse, Vapor Snag, Shoal, a Snare. Oh, we brought in the D-Rev. Okay, 40 seconds. We're still on blue-red breach from the previous game. Match, actually. Although it was the previous game. Elves. 3 decks. Any enchantments out of the board recently? Ooh, Growing Rights of Itlamok. If they resolve that, I think we're just in a very bad spot. Choke. About 50% of them run Choke. That's the reason to bring in D-Rev mostly. Some of them also run an artifact that helps them with comboing off. I kind of like all the mandrills. I can live with cutting 1 Scour in this matchup because it's sort of aggro, sort of combo. So I kind of want Thought Scour. Also, I'm willing at least a little bit to give it up. I might look into EE on the draw. Sorry, on the play. We're on the draw right now. Destructive Revelry. What's that artifact I'm thinking of? It might be Cloudstone Curio. Let's look that up while the opponent's doing their thing. I'm pretty sure they combo with this. That picture doesn't look very good. Whenever they get a non-artifact permanent onto the battlefield, they return another permanent that shares a type with it. So they bounce a bunch of elves. Oh, it's for... What's the 1-mana 2/2 that untaps whenever you cast a green spell? We'll find it. Nettle Sentinel. It's for that. The Nettle Sentinels untap every time you play an elf, and then you get to bounce them, make a bunch of mana, and I believe sometimes they run Emrakul, but I don't know. This hand looks great. I think I want to save the Dismember because it can kill through an Azuri using the regeneration ability. I don't love using Forked Bolt here because it means we don't get access to the sweet 2-for-1. At the same time, I don't want them to have a Mana Dork in play, but we top deck Tarfire, so it really doesn't matter. I think I'm fine with getting a Stomping Ground here. Let's pay Shock, Tarfire this, and hopefully they just have 2 Mana Dorks on the following play. I would be so happy, so unbelievably happy to see 2 Mana Dorks. It's a Devoted Druid that we probably should deal with anyways, just in case they happen to have the Vizier of Remedies. They make infinite mana, they Coco, they do a bunch of stuff. Sounds like a bad time. We might Dismember it. Like I said, kind of want to save Dismember because it kills through Azuri regeneration. Then again, Azuri can't regenerate itself. And we have Snapcaster Mage. Let's get an island. Cast Visions. I want to take care of this Druid. Now we have a Lightning Bolt. I think we're going to use it. Visions on top. I don't really want to draw the Flash Freeze. Actually, they haven't had a Cavern yet. I do want to draw the Flash Freeze. I also kind of want to find the 4th land here at some point for Huntmaster, but I guess Snapcaster Mage plus Disruption is going to do a good amount of work. We drew Tarfire and then drew Bolt, so we had a really good hand here. 2 Heritage Druids? Please, please, my heart can only take so much. Play a Mountain. Cast Visions. 4th land and Mandrills. If we play Mandrills, we don't have Snap interaction up. Playing Huntmaster is effectively the same thing. Mandrills does enable us to hold up Flash Freeze, though, so I'd rather have that first. Forked Bolt, this, okay. Red mana, hold up Dismember, go to the opponent. Oh, man. Okay, so, fun fact. In match 3, we went up against Blue-Red Breach, and, okay, that's a pretty good Coco. We failed to find a single Stubborn Denial in the match, which was highly unfortunate. And then we followed that up. Well, actually, no, we lost. They were able to click away our only mana leak in both games, and we just didn't have a counter spell for afterwards. We could have countered the click, but then we can't counter their Through the Breach. I want to Dismember something. How scared am I of Devoted Druid when I have a Flash Freeze in hand? We're going to have Snap something up anyways, even if they do happen to have the Vizier of Remedies in hand, or if they try to Coco into it. So I think I like that. Oh, we actually don't. I forgot we only have 3 lands in play. We might have to just pass here, which is something I don't like. I want to get a clock on because we don't have a clock. So anyways, we literally could not counter through the breach last match. And, I mean, we run a lot of counter spells, so I do think that was mostly variance. And then this match, we just have Forked Bolt in hand, draw Tarfire, draw Lightning Bolt, have Dismember, have Snapcaster Mage, hit lands to cast all of it. We actually still might lose, though. If we play Mandrills, we have Flash Freeze up, which is actually fine, because their payoff cards are all green. 1 land, 1 Bolt Effect, 1 Visions. What else? 2 more cards have to go for us to hold up. The goods, let's get rid of a land, and I want to say Serum Visions. The type, not that relevant. We just have all the important disruption in this game, which feels good. Feels very good. It's nice being on this side of the variance. This is a second Devoted Druid, which I don't really care about. They could use the first one to Coco. We're not going to play Huntmaster, that's for sure. We also probably don't bother shocking here. We're just going to hold up, Snap, Dismember, Snap Tarfire, Flash Freeze, hit the opponent a bit. They do have mana dorks here, but I mean, they have tons of mana. So I don't think that's something we concern ourselves with. I don't want to tap out here for Snap proactive plays. Fine with playing this Visions. Probably attack first. It doesn't matter. I could see attacks changing because of drawing Visions, but that also seems pretty unlikely. As is, I think we just hold up our Disruption and clock the opponent. That's what I want to be doing at this phase. We disrupted them a good bit. Stubborn Denial, good draw. 2 more Mandrills, not so good. Stubborn Denial, actually not the best since we can't use the lot of this. We can only cast 1 piece of Disruption here. Stubborn Denial is far more versatile. Well, it's not actually versatile. It's more efficient. So do we want efficiency or versatility? Flash Freeze counters far more things. Denial counters for less mana. So if we use the Flash Freeze, we get to keep Denial in hand and have Denial, Snap, Tarfire. Having 2 blue sources makes the efficiency argument a lot worse because we can't go Snap, Counter, and Denial. That kind of makes me want to use the Denial here just so we have the Flash Freeze up in case they find an Azuri. Azuri could be pretty good against us here. They do have a turn to find Azuri, but there's really nothing we can do for this 1 turn. We're just tapped out of blue sources. It's possible we shouldn't use the Visions there, but I don't think we don't use the Visions because we didn't have the second counterspell in hand, so that's just not a real argument. Drawing it... Okay, there aren't any Mandrills in Exile. We had a Mandrills, we bottomed 2, and then we drew another. Let's get in for 4. And now we have only 1 piece of Disruption up. So we might actually play the Mandrills to force blocks. That seems pretty good. We only need 2 mana available. Green, blue. We delve 4 here. We have 5 cards. I think I want to leave... I feel like it's the Denial. Tarfire also pretty good. I definitely want to get rid of these 3. Forked Bolt a lot worse at this stage of the game. Denial probably just worse than the Flash Freeze we'll be casting to counter something on this turn cycle. If this is a Coco, we're gonna go for it. It's a Cord. Counter that. We had all the stuff this game. Usually I use the argument of putting things in our deck on purpose to justify drawing really well, but we really did draw extremely well, I feel, here. They're going to use the Azuri Pump, it looks like. I don't think we're dead. Oh, we might be dead. Are we dead? They can make a lot of mana here. This is exciting. We might be dead. Azuri has trample. I think we're dead. Wow. Look at the opponent go. I mean, they did top deck that Azuri. Anyways, I usually use the fact that I put these cards in here on purpose to justify the fact that I drew well, but I really do feel like we drew well here. The opponent top decking Azuri also pretty dang good. I believe we are just dead. 4 mana. They get to do that again. The the Devoted Druids grow enough that they can continue to put counters on them. Wow, this is pretty fantastic. I don't think they can do this with just one Druid. I do believe they need both. Possibly an argument there for being a little more proactive and taking out one of the Druids. At the same time, that means they would have resolved one of those Coco, or Cord, and we'd be in a worse spot, definitely dying. Untap, grow it again, Azuri's lethal. And there you have it. The opponent took it. Good for them. That's awesome. Are they just going to keep doing this? Because we're dead. I'm just going to scoop. We're not going to watch this. Game 3. And I don't feel like I want to board in Engineered Explosives. I think our deck is good enough as is. Maybe we board out one Huntmaster. It's possible we don't want both. It sat in our hand for a while. To be fair, we just had a lot of cards that happen to be better there. But I feel like I'd be willing to board out a Huntmaster. Boarding out a Huntmaster for an EE doesn't make that much sense to me, but at the same time, it's not bad. I'm going to go for it. Let's mix it up. We're going to be on the play, see what we can do. This hand looks pretty good. We're going to keep. Not fantastic, but it does look good. The opponent mulling to 6. They're going to keep as well. And I believe we want to do some bauble scrying here. Top card is a Misty Rainforest. I actually want to draw that. We're going to pick up the Misty, crack this fetch on the end step to save some life, and probably follow it up with another Misty. Now, the first game, we held up Mana Leak and we got punished because they had Cavern of Souls, and that was unfortunate. But I think I'm going to hold up Mana Leak again because they don't have Cavern yet. We hit our 4th land, so that's not necessarily good, but if we don't draw another land for the rest of this game, it's probably perfectly fine. I don't want a Pyroclasm 1 Mana Dork. I think I'd be willing to Forked Bolt 1 Mana Dork, but even if they have Cavern here, and then they flood the board with Elves, we probably manage to get rid of most of them. So I think I'm okay with this. 2 mana, Devoted Druid, that's perfectly fine. Fetch, I'd love to see another Elf. Looks like they're doing it. Here's another Elf, great. We're going to crack this. Probably Breeding Pool? Lightning Bolt, very good. We're going to shock here. Hold up the Lightning Bolt. And then red-green. Pass to the opponent. Now, we could have cracked the Misty here so that we could, instead of playing the Steam Vents, we crack Misty and we delve away everything to cast Mandrills. I think I prefer this. I also don't think I care about Dwynen's Elite right now. Think it's more important that we save the Lightning Bolt, especially because of how efficient our next couple turns are going to be. Another Pyroclasm is really good. We're going to crack this immediately. Grab a Forest, I think, but the blue mana is more likely to matter. Doesn't matter yet. Do we just delve this entire graveyard? We have not traverse. Actually, we can look at our sideboard. Both traverses, both traverses. I still love that feature. I kind of want to leave Bauble for Goyf, which means we tap 2 lands, but then we don't have Bolt plus Leak. Think I'm just going to delve away everything. Assuming our disruption is on point, we don't actually need Goyf here. So this feels fine. I also would be pretty happy with untap Pyroclasm again. Pyroclasm's so good against elves. With just Dwynen's lead on the board, I'm pretty comfortable with letting them have it. We're going to attack here. Don't think we want to bolt it still. If they have Heritage Druid and then some more elves, they could try to do something, sneak something in. But chances are we can Bolt or Mana Leak to stop that. We don't need Bolt, Mana Leak, and Dismember on their turn, so I do like using the Visions here. Found another land. We're going to play it. Now we do have access to that. I'm a little... Yeah, I was going to say I'm surprised the opponent's not attacking here, because their blocks definitely aren't good until they get more elves on the board. Land for the opponent, that's good for them. Them losing life is something I enjoy. Here's an Elvish Archdruid, and I think that's probably worth casting a Mana Leak on. You know what, I'm just going to Bolt it. That's some... or we just untap and Pyroclasm. I don't want to Mana Leak it because I want to be able to leak a Coco or a Cord. We Bolt the Archdruid here, or we Pyroclasm. I kind of like the untapped Pyroclasm. We still have 3 lands. Bolt plus Mana Leak online. That's fine. Red, blue. Blow stuff up. Get in for 4. So it looks like we're going to be 2-2 in this league going into match 5. And I am just binging matches here. This is straight. They've been fast enough. We haven't played against any controlling decks. Thought Scour's fine here because the opponent doesn't have the mana to do 2 things. Did I mill them? I totally milled them. That's a misclick. Tarmogoyf, not necessary, but we might actually play it. We haven't played against any real mid-range decks. Death Shadow Jund, pretty close, as mid-rangey as they've been. I'm going to play Goyf because, once again, we just don't need all of this. We have so much disruption in hand. Here's a Coco, we Mana Leak it. And we have 1 piece of spot removal for whatever their play is here. It's obscenely unlikely that they can win from this spot. Yep, that'll do. All right, 2-2. Going into match 5, I mean, we may as well do the whole thing in one shot. Makes me feel more comfortable with trying to stream somewhat soon. I want to see how that would go. Do a test stream sometime soon. Not sure how long it'll be until I actually go for it. I'm going to need like 3 hours in a row. Yeah, let's do it. Anyways, thank you all for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next one for Match 5, the thrilling conclusion.